Sean Keeler from the Denver Post has been with us right throughout these playoff series. Welcome back to the show, mate.
Thank you for having me. It's didn't we just do this with the Avalanche a year ago?
Yeah, we did it, man. And look, it's Title Town. Let me just say that loud and clear. It's Title Town. I know you love your Broncos as well in Denver, and the last time they won was in 2015. But any major American city that can go back-to-back with two different teams, two different titles in two of the major four sports, that's incredible. Congratulations.
Well, I had nothing to do with it, but I will take your congratulations nonetheless, my friend. You want some trivia before we fire up?
Yeah.
I found this out. I think it was from the Opta folks that Denver is now the second North American city, to your point of how rare this is, ever to have an NHL and an NBA champion in back-to-back years, one before the other, regardless of order. It is the first time since 1970 that has happened. Now, I don't want to belabor you if you've got a time distance, but if I tell you an East Coast city,
it's got to be
the only other city.
Doesn't it have to be New York when the Rangers won and also the Knicks won? Is that it?
You were very close, but no.
Jersey?
Give it two more cracks, but you'll get it.
Okay.
Well, Jersey's more of a say than
okay.
Big though, big market.
Okay, well, I'm talking Philly or I'm talking Boston.
Option 3.
Okay. Chicago.
No, it was Boston.
Boston.
No,
there you go. Okay, Boston. So, so
Boston with the Bruins and Celtics, I believe, 69 and 70, and I'm just blanking on the order off the top of my head. So this hasn't happened here. Again, trying to do math after working overnight here. 53 years.
Wow,
that sounds right.
47 years that the Denver Nuggets have been in since the merger, the ABA, the NBA merger, and only the second side from the NBA to actually win a title, San Antonio being the first. I mean, look, all of these facts and figures are going to come out, but let's make it very loud, very clear. And you've been talking about this, mate, to us for a long time throughout this whole basketball playoff series, and we love the fact you've given us so much time. This Denver Nuggets side is the best side in the world, and they proved that with a 16-4 run through the finals.
They are, and I think they're only the 8th or 9th team to do that since the playoffs expanded, and that's had a few iterations here. I just did a random Google search before the game to see, and in any NBA playoff series, they are tied for, I believe, the 11th best winning percentage postseason since 1973, period. So now we're going back a span of a half century. Yeah, they were pretty good. And they were good all year long, and they proved it when it counted. They had a plan, they executed it, and I've been arguing with myself whether it's as impressive or more impressive than what the Avs did a year ago, because they just blitzed people, and they really did in the postseason too. This didn't feel as dominant during the regular season, and yet their records, 16-4. Through those 4 rounds of the playoffs are identical. So I guess it's in the eye of the beholder, and you're beholding it from half a world away. So I guess you're welcome to whatever one you want to choose. I might lean Nuggets because there's something special about the first time, and there was no championship DNA, air quotes, so to speak, although the Avs hadn't done it since 2001. So that was a generation. These, a couple of I think Bo Byram, their defenseman, had just been born or hadn't been born when they last lifted the cup at the end of Joe Sakic's career as a player. So maybe I'll give the edge because I'm, maybe a little bit more I'm a child of the 80s NBA more than I am a child of the 80s NHL, so maybe I'll give the Nugs an advantage there.
Sean Keeler from the Denver Post with us. Looking at the pictures last night, I love those shots of just sports fans just gathering in their hundreds and their thousands, fireworks going off, goons running through the fireworks, mosh pits carrying on. What does it mean to Denver winning this one?
Well, it means giving ESPN whatever gesture you like. From whatever country you're from. The 4-letter network has been a source of inspiration, artificial and real, in their lack of respect for the franchise and for the city as a whole. I think the Boston stat kind of speaks for itself. And I haven't done the dig, but if I'm not mistaken, since January 2016, this might be the only North American city with a Super Bowl winner, an NBA title winner, and a Stanley Cup winner. If we go back to the Broncos, who won in, I think, February of 16, like you said, to finish off the 15 season. That's a big finger wag I do with the NFL, that your playoffs are played in January and February of the next year. But instead of the winter sports, which put a hyphen and counted as one, as a lot of major soccer leagues do, you count the winner of 2016 as just an add-on to what happened in 2015. So I think they're also the only American city to do that. I guess it means that ESPN's going to have to be here more often, and their correspondents who don't like to pay attention to the Nuggets because, as we've talked about, they're hard to watch nationally and unfortunately locally, which is just a whole another Pandora's box. They'll have to pay a little more attention, I think, going forward, because let's be real, they're going to be the favorites coming out of the West next year, and they've got a core of, I believe, every starter but KCP is under 29 years old, where they will be the favorite coming out outside of the bracket and be expected to try to defend their title next year. And even Michael Malone, who is never satisfied, I'm sure you saw his speech at the end of that game.
Yeah.
I've grown to know him a little bit better, and I sort of laugh at his curmudgeonly sense of always pushing. He said, let's go get more. And frankly, when you've got Nikola Jokic, I think that's a fair bar to set.
Is this a victory also for a different style of basketball, for team basketball? And the sub part of that question, is at the end of the big three where superstar players who think they're superstars chase around trying to find a team to actually get themselves a ring? Because, this is an unlikely win. When you look at Kevin Durant going to Phoenix and everyone thinking, or when you look at Kevin Durant and Kyrie going to the Nets, everyone thinks, that's going to happen. LeBron gets Anthony Davis and so forth. I mean, this is a team built around two guys with an amazing supporting cast. Is this a really good thing for the NBA?
Well, it's not a bad thing. The thing about the NBA that's probably more significant than any of the other major four North American sports, and probably is closer to the Premier League in England, is about that it's star-driven, if that makes sense,
yep.
And that it's celebrity-driven, and that it's name-driven. The NFL, the quarterbacks, but there's almost an intentional idea that nothing's bigger than the shield. Aaron Rodgers is not bigger than the shield, although his head might be. Baseball just can't get, and I'm a baseball fan, I probably would put baseball first in my passion and love, but I'm over 45 and I'm weird. But I'm in the minority in that sense. And in fact, I'm in the young to median age of American baseball fans, which is very concerning to those who market the game, because the NBA and now soccer, not so much the MLS, but the Premier League product and some of the great big European leagues have done a fantastic job of getting kind of a toehold with the under 35s in America now, depending on the region and the team and some of your MLS markets and what have you. Certainly in the bigger TV markets that's happened. Rural America, not so much. But yeah, is it good? It's not bad. Denver's goal is to be the new Spurs, at least until the Spurs figure out what they're doing with the Wembanyama. So, if they've got one more, great transcendent lottery pick that they can build around down there with Pops. But that's the Nuggets' goal. They're not a fashionable market. Obviously, they hadn't been here in the NBA Finals, and it hadn't got past the second round, really, 4 times in their history since the merger of the ABA and NBA in '76. In style-wise, is it the end of the superstar, at the end of LeBron bringing his talents and forming super teams? No, unless the Nuggets pull a Spurs and win, 3 more with Jokic, or and I don't think this will happen because the max contracts make it a little tough. If playing with Jokic becomes a lure the way playing with LeBron becomes a lure. I would think it would become a lure, frankly, wouldn't you? You know, and that veterans would take less money because the Nuggets are going to lose some of those really excellent support players that they have, if not this season, then the next. Bruce Brown, who's been the one of the finds of last summer, is almost certainly going to, you know, what they say, get in a bag. He's going to get the bag here and take a big deal somewhere to be a starter.